Hi, good morning. It's Sunday. No time for intros. Yesterday, disaster struck. I mean, I might be over-dramatizing this, but let me explain what happened. So, you do remember me pointing out that I still had all this fleece on my IKEA shoe rack, right? Now, where has it gone? Yesterday, apparently, when I was hiking with my mum, I don't know, but like a hurricane passed through my village. Not really. But there was so much wind that when I came home, and that fleece has been sitting there ever since the end of May, it was over there. There are still some remnants of the tragedy that has befallen us. Like there's some over there as well. So the wind blew the fleece all the way from over there to over there. Now, I saved it and I put it inside. But as you can see, my washing of the fleece has now been for nothing and it is stuck with everything from my garden. Luckily, I think I still have combed enough to finish the tour. But yeah, that was a little bit of story time before we get into spinning. Oh, the sun is bright again. Let's go for skein 3, and the wind is still trying to take my fleeces from me, but it shall not. Be warned, I will protect the fleeces with my life. Basking in the morning sunlight. Can you imagine a more perfect Sunday? Because frankly, I cannot. Was that maybe a little bit too close for comfort? Because you people are nosy. So today's video, I will try to quench your thirst for personal details and answer some of your more personal questions. Oh my god! How did my leader yarn get stuck on the footman? Wind! You absolute disaster! What did you do? How did this happen? Freedom. Stay over here. So yeah, after that small intermezzo, personal questions, and today's question shall be: what are all, capital ALL, my other hobbies? So my other hobbies include drawing, painting, knitting, crochet, weaving, collecting stuff, not limited to collecting hobbies. It's including fossils, vintage cameras. I used to also collect stamps, but I don't anymore. Just random pretty stuff. Yeah, next to a chaos goblin brain, I have a very pronounced magpie brain, and I just want to collect all the pretty stuff. I don't know how broad the definition of hobbies is, but listening to music is also a big part of my life. Well, and most of you know that in my case, that's metal music. And I also enjoy dancing, or well, maybe more accurate, awkwardly moving to that music. I like playing board games. I have especially a mean Scrabble game. I do enjoy making puzzles as well. In general, it's just a bunch of crafting, being creative, and engaging my brain in brainful activities, something that it's not doing right now. So we've transitioned from nice morning sun to closer to the heat of the day, and that means that I have gone to the shadows, and hope also that being behind this wall means that my box won't get stolen by the wind. For now it seems safe. Anyway, more hobbies. Hiking. My husband and I really love to hike, and I also have my hiking date every day with my mom. My husband and I, we do like to hike, but our hikes are most enjoyed when there is like 4 medieval castles on them. So a small shout out to our joint YouTube channel, The History Hikers. where we combine our love for history and castles and hiking. And another mode of transportation, which I might not consider my hobby anymore, is cycling. Because right now I only do it to get to and from work. But I like doing it. Because I could just go by car, because it's over half an hour of cycling for me to get to work, so you only do that when you like that. And well, I think the final one, and the main reason why you're able to watch this, is content creation and video making pictures, making videos. Yeah, that's something I really enjoy. So being a couch potato has paid off. This looks like a first bob and done. Also, almost a first box done. Right now I'm going to have a little break with a little milkshake. Can I get an ooey empty box? Makes my body dance for you. But of course, that's only the first box for Tour de Fleece. It's spilling over even. As it is Sunday, I am just going to join my husband again, who is now no longer asleep on the sofa, and just spin a little longer. I'm not going to film that. Just a nice cozy evening, but I will see you tomorrow, bright and fresh, fresh and bright, or fris and monster. It's a little Flemish joke. And we'll spin some more, maybe even get flying on Skate 3 already. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Anyway, today was amazing. An entire day of spinning is... yeah, that's my favorite way of spending a Sunday. Hi, it's Monday, but not to worry, we can spin the Monday blues away. Now, friends, I am going to admit I didn't give you the whole truth yesterday. And I kind of did that on purpose, I know. It's shocking, right? You didn't think I could be that malicious. I didn't mention one of my hobbies, and I did that on purpose because there was a specific question about it. So that specific question would be, am I a reader? Am I a reader? Oh my god, I still have my helmet on my head. I just came from work, you can see. Anyway, but am I a reader? Might I be a reader? Is it possible that I might be a book nerd? Artwork. I think I can fairly say that yes, I am a reader. I am both a bookworm and a book dragon. I read them and I hoard them. Sorry, are you alright? Now, as to what I am currently reading, I'm currently reading 2 books. Fiction and non-fiction, just to spice things up. First off is Van Totem tot Verrezen Heer. It's by Johan Le Man. It's a historic anthropologic work on Jesus and Catholicism. I'm a history nerd, I'm a Catholic. Combine these two, you get stuff like this. And then secondly, this is the one that I have on my nightstand so that I read before bed. It is The Way of Kings, the Stormlight Archive, book 1 by Brandon Sanderson. It was given to me by a friend, and right now I am here in the book. And I think the author is still setting the scene, still building the world, and The stakes right now are not high enough for me to be like, I want to read this. But it's a pleasant read nonetheless. And the question had a sub-question to it, which was, what's my favorite genre? And I don't know, multiple. I quite like fantasy books, like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, The Way of Kings, King Killer Chronicles. But I also really enjoy like classic English novels, Jane Austen, the Bronte sisters, Thomas Hardy, you name it. And non-fiction books, especially history books, or anything actually about the Catholic Church. I'm really a church nerd. Like, I want to know all the nitty-gritty stuff. I can rant on for hours, babble on for hours about relics. It's so interesting. If you have some book recommendations for me, I would love to hear them in the comments. So I only got a little bit of a spin in, but enough to kick the Monday blues. It's getting late, I need to edit. I'll see you tomorrow. Less than a week for Tour de Fleece now. How was your Tour de Fleece up until now? Did you meet your goals? Did you spin whatever you want to spin up until now? Or are you maybe a little bit behind? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, time is flying by. And speaking about flying, someone asked the question, if money and time were of no issue, then what would my ideal travel destination be, or my ideal vacation be? Smooth. And well, I have told you that my husband and I like hiking. So right now our big dream would be a through hike, maybe like a through hike of the GR5 or E2, just taking up that bit in the UK as well. That would be if time and money were of no consequence, we would just pack our bags, pack our tent and leave to the mountains. And then part 2 of that question was, have I ever been to America? No, and frankly I don't plan to. Nothing wrong with your country, of course, probably very enjoyable to visit, but I think that flying to America is very irresponsible in our climate right now. If I can help it, I'm just going to go on vacations in Europe, where I can go... There's a fly in my hair, what the hell? Anyway, vacations in Europe, where I can go a little bit more sustainable than such a long and kerosene-burning flight. However, if there were like ecologically sustainable travel methods to get to America, teleportation for example, then I would like to visit one of your fiber festivals once, because I have big fiber festival envy, because here in Belgium there are literally none whatsoever, or none that I have heard of. There might be some craft fairs, but oftentimes they are focused on stuff like diamond painting and card cutting, and then there might be like a stand or two that sells yarn or fabric, but like fiber for spinning. Nah, you can't just buy that here in Belgium. There might be like some indie dyers who sell online, but no. That's the thing I would go to America for. However, I think the UK would also be an option. Belgium, why are you doing this to me? I actually really enjoy, I really like ending my vlogs on a natural moment, like when there's a new skein, when there is a bobbin finished, when we're about to start flying. But sadly, I cannot do that this time. I was so excited and had such lifted spirits from being able to spin all that much on Sunday, like 1.5 bobbins. And now it feels kind of disappointing that I could not fill the other half of that bobbin on Monday and Tuesday, because, you know, that's just working life. So yeah, I am leaving you right here, like 3 hooks on my flyer before finishing the bobbin. But it's evening. I need some rest. And you need some rest. Everybody needs some rest. But of course, before I sign off from this vlog, this is what my patrons have been doing the past 3 days. If you see an @ in front of their name, you can follow them on Instagram, which is something I highly recommend. Now, if you want to join in on the fun on Discord as well, you could become a patron too. Link shall be in the description. And anyway, all that there is left for me to say for this video is, if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe. But of course, that is all up to you. And I will see you in a next video. Bye!